Nick Bosa, man. So
you hate when I do this. You hate it.
No, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I think you're barking up the right tree, right? But maybe you need to go a little lower. I don't.
Okay.
The thing is, so we talked about before, like premium positions, pass rusher, edge rusher. It's a premium position. So, like, I don't really want to get rid of that premium position. And I think where you look to recoup that one is where can you get constantly restock talent in the draft?
I know what you're going to say right now. Hold on. I know you. I've never met you in real life, but I know you. Okay, hold on. Wait a second. You are going to say the Niners should trade Deebo.
You got
boom. It. How did I know that? Because I just know you like that. I think it's a great point.
I can replace him any year. Like Kyle, you love taking wide receivers early anyway. So like we could kill two birds with one stone. We could get back draft picks. You could take another wide receiver. And you could be happy. You could get another draft pick, and then you get rid of an injury-prone player. And like, if Trey Lance is as good as you think he is, the quarterback is going to make your receivers. You see it all the time. Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, like all these guys. Like, even Deshaun Watson, right? Like, he really have a terrible season without
not statistically.
No, like.
No. Because also Deebo, he's like half receiver, half running back. I mean, he is replaceable. He's unique, but you can replace those things. You can get another ball carrier that has drafted 2 running backs.
If you have a great quarterback, the great quarterback is going to make the receiver. Just give him you can constantly Ben Roethlisberger, the Steelers. I know like part of it is the organization, right? So the job of drafting, but the other part of it is the quarterback. The quarterback is making these guys. So
that's another guy too. If they don't extend him, he's due for an extension next offseason. So they're going to have a decision to make with Deebo Samuel to extend or to trade. I think fans you can see what you're saying. I mean, he's injury prone too. He's more replaceable. Why not Deebo?
It's harder. It's harder to replace the pass rusher than it is to replace the receiver. Look, like Antonio Brown was just hanging out, and like, look how many receivers just hanging out in the offseason. Just like, I mean, isn't Larry Fitzgerald still out there? Like,
right. But if you trade Bosa and then spend that pick on another edge rusher, he could be trash. He could be nothing compared to Bosa, right? You could.
Yeah, it's just harder. They're just harder to find. The other thing is,
did Raiders trade Khalil Mack and end up taking like Cleveland Ferrell and some other guys?
How'd that work out?
That didn't work. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The other thing too is with Nick Bosa is I think you might possibly trade him, but he's got a lot of years left on his deal. I mean, he still has the 5th-year executable. Yeah. Then after that, you can franchise tag him, still have an opportunity to trade him. I think if you trade him, I don't think you trade him next year. I think you really because you're getting, even if on his 5th-year option, I think it's $10 million. If you're getting that kind of production off of a like $10 million player at a pass rushing position, when that's a premium position, if you got to pay him, he's going to get paid probably at least twice that. Like, just take it. And I think you got to take stock of where your roster is at that point, right? If at that point, like, you're make a Super Bowl run, I think you just, his value to your team would be too high. Like, just let's roll with it. And then the next year franchise tag him and then trade him for 2 draft picks.
That's smart. And I just feel like with Bosa, he's like a McLaren. Like, he's the most expensive car in your garage and you love it. But the problem is it's broken down 3 times. And you're thinking if it breaks down, you're on the verge of having like a $300,000 car be worthless. But maybe those breakdowns were just flukes and you could really have a great McLaren working well. But it's like, man, are you really willing to take the risk that this thing could break down again and end up costing you all of that and you can't recoup any of it? That's scary to me.
Yeah,
you got to ask that question. Is he seriously injury prone? Niner fans don't want to ask that question.
Yeah, no, I know. No, I think he probably. I mean, time will tell, but it's just because of that. Any other position, probably, if it was left tackle, quarterback, pass rusher, and then we talked about corner. Like, I'm going to give you more leeway at those positions because it's such a premium position, And then
you would trade Kittle before you would trade Bosa. You would trade Deebo before you would trade Bosa. That's fair. And those guys have injury issues too, and they could get you a 1st-round pick.
And the fact that it's early, right? Like, and because it's a premium position, I feel like I'm always going to get value, even even if he had another injured year, I feel like I'm still going to get value from him because he's at a premium position. And I do think, yeah, power is part of his game. And I'd love to do a video about Bosa.
Yes, we could do that. We could do that.
He's so technically sound, and
he is.
Talk about his hand, but it's not just hand. It's how he can set up. It's how he sets up his.
Yes.
It's how he sees it and has a counter to what the offensive lineman is doing, and that's.
But if he didn't have those thunder thighs, it wouldn't be as effective. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. I don't know.
His name is Thunder Thighs from now on. Sorry.
It's also like he might have a muscle imbalance, right? So it's not just, I think, that he's so compact. It's like when you have to be when you're
too much in the quads, not enough on the hamstring, something like that.
Yeah, like it's like you can't do front, you can't do all chest and then not do back, because then all your tightness is pulling here.
That's right.
And then you get those injuries. So
yes,
if you go to like a physical therapist / trainer can retrain your muscles to build more strength, so you don't have that counterproductive pulling of the muscle.
I ran track. I was a sprinter my senior year, and a lot of the football players would run track too. And I remember the track coaches always complaining about the football coaches, like, man, these athletes come and they're way too muscled up in their quads. Like, why don't they do hamstring injuries? What is this? I remember they would talk about that all the time.
Yeah,
me, I played soccer. I didn't lift any weight, so I didn't have that issue.
Yeah, balance. It's so certain like you really have to lift at all muscle groups to make sure it's balanced. Otherwise, you start getting some of this and do yoga.
That's right.